Hello, friends. It's always a pleasure to have you here, joining me on another journey into a book that can shift the rhythm of our days and reshape the way we live. Today's episode brings us a practical, grounded, and refreshing guide to one of the greatest challenges we all face: managing our time. In a world that moves faster than ever, where responsibilities multiply and distractions surround us, Holly Reisem Hanna offers a simple yet powerful roadmap for reclaiming our hours, our focus, and ultimately, our peace. So settle in, breathe. This is time management, distilled into one immersive experience in 10 minutes. Holly Reisem Hanna begins time management with a truth so familiar that it almost disappears into the background of daily life. Everyone has the same 24 hours, yet the results we achieve are drastically different. The difference, she explains, is not in how much time we have, but in how consciously we choose to use it. She brings this idea to life through stories of overwhelmed professionals, distracted parents, aspiring entrepreneurs, and even her own journey of balancing work, motherhood, and creativity. What unites them is the struggle to control the day before the day controls them. Holly explains that time management does not begin with planning or scheduling. It begins with awareness. Many people believe they are busy, but they do not truly know where their time goes. She describes how people often underestimate the hours lost to scrolling, interruptions, decision fatigue, and trying to multitask their way through the day. She invites readers to track their time honestly for a few days, showing how this simple act reveals patterns that were invisible before. In her narrative, one woman discovered she spent nearly 3 hours daily on minor tasks she believed took just a few minutes. Awareness, Holly insists, is the foundation of change. From here, she moves into the power of priorities. Not all tasks are equal, and treating them as equal leads to exhaustion rather than productivity. Holly explains the importance of identifying your MITs, your most important tasks, the activities that directly move your goals forward. She describes how successful people begin their day with purpose, tackling these core tasks first while the mind is fresh and energy is high. Through real examples, she shows how doing 1 or 2 meaningful tasks each morning creates momentum, confidence, and clarity that last throughout the day. Then she dives into one of the most liberating principles of her system, the art of saying no. Time management, she explains, is not merely the act of organizing tasks, it is the act of protecting your time from the unnecessary. She shares stories of people who said yes to everything, only to find themselves exhausted, resentful, and far from their own goals. Learning to say no, she argues, is not selfish. It is an expression of respect for your time and your well-being. When you say no to what doesn't matter, you finally create space for what does. The narrative expands into the practical world of planning. She describes how planning the night before transforms mornings from chaotic to intentional. She explains the power of writing down a simple, realistic list of tasks, prioritizing them, and visualizing the next day before it arrives. In her examples, people who planned ahead found they started the day with confidence instead of confusion. Their minds were calm, their energy directed, and their focus sharpened. Holly emphasizes that planning is not about controlling every minute. It is about giving the mind a roadmap so it doesn't wander aimlessly. Then she introduces a concept many people resist: routine. Holly explains that routines aren't restrictive, they're freeing. When small daily decisions are automated, mental energy remains available for what truly matters. She describes how morning routines, work rhythms, break patterns, and bedtime habits create stability. Through stories of entrepreneurs and busy parents, she illustrates how routines reduce stress, eliminate wasted time, and strengthen mental clarity. A major theme Holly explores is the myth of multitasking. She describes it as one of the world's most persistent productivity lies. The human brain cannot focus on 2 demanding tasks at once. Multitasking only creates the illusion of speed, while actually slowing everything down. through relatable examples, answering emails during meetings, jumping between messages and work, or trying to complete 3 tasks simultaneously. She shows how multitasking fragments concentration and reduces the quality of every outcome. Holly encourages monotasking instead, doing one thing with full presence. When we give our full attention to a single task, we finish faster, think better, and feel more satisfied. She also emphasizes the importance of managing energy, not just time. A schedule built without considering your mental and physical rhythms eventually collapses. Holly encourages readers to learn their energy cycle, when they feel focused, when they feel tired, when they need creative work, and when they need rest. She provides examples of people who rearranged their days according to their natural energy patterns and sought dramatic improvements in productivity and well-being. Then comes one of the most practical components: eliminating distractions. Holly vividly describes how the modern world is designed to steal attention through notifications, noise, clutter, and constant interruptions. She suggests creating an environment that supports focus through simple actions: turning off notifications, keeping the workspace clean, setting boundaries with family or coworkers, and using time blocks to protect deep work. She shares stories of people who doubled their productivity simply by eliminating a handful of recurring distractions. In another powerful part of the book, Holly explores the emotional side of time management. She explains how guilt, perfectionism, and fear of failure often lead people to procrastinate. Many delay starting because they believe the task must be done perfectly or because they fear making mistakes. Holly encourages embracing imperfect action, starting now, adjusting later. Action builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. Momentum builds results. Through multiple examples, she shows how small, imperfect steps lead people to breakthroughs that years of waiting never produced. At the end, Holly brings all the principles together in a simple truth. Time management is really life management. It is the process of choosing who you want to become, then structuring your days to support that identity. The more intentionally you use your time, the more aligned your life becomes with your values and dreams. She closes the book with a gentle reminder that time is not something we find, it is something we make. And when we choose with clarity, courage, and consistency, our days begin to transform one decision at a time. And with that, friends, we wrap up today's A Book in 10 Minutes. Holly Reisem Hanna reminds us that time isn't just a resource, it's a reflection of who we are and what we choose to prioritize. Every minute is a quiet opportunity to build the life we want or drift into the life we never meant to live. Now tell me, which book would you like to hear next? Your suggestions guide the next episodes, so share the titles you're curious about, and I'll bring them to life for you.